welcome back. I hope you had an amazing time exploring Expo Zone, or that you also had a great time sharing experiences with your colleagues from HR Week and Networking Zone. Right now, it's time to slowly come back to sessions where we have an amazing expert talk in the next couple of minutes. We're going to talk about reinventing. This expert talk is going to be devoted to HRs in this industry. We are going to talk about repositioning HR, and we are going to give answer to a really important question: how can HR be more sales oriented? And also, where does HR stand when it comes to digitization? It is my pleasure to welcome to this session Ines Bokan. Ines, are you here with us?
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Ines. How are you today?
Well, quite good, I would say. A bit sick last week, but I'm now sounding much better and actually feeling much better. So thank you, Aleksandra, for your nice introduction.
You're welcome. Thank you for supporting HR Week, and thank you for being here despite feeling a little bit sick. I really hope you get better. I have to say, Ines is leading Posao.hr. It's the largest employment job portal in Croatia. So Ines, you're going to share a lot of experiences with us today, but it's all about the process of reinventing and repositioning. Let's start from the basics. We know pandemic happened and a lot of changes. It brought a lot of changes to HR industry. We could hear this sentence very much, like HR changed its focus. But what do we exactly mean by that? What kind of focus did change in HR industry?
Well, 2-3 years ago, most businesses and most leaders actually turned to HR to lead and deal with this once-in-a-lifetime challenge. For HR, that actually meant managing an extremely stressful global situation where HR showed that it can adapt to the new normal and can actually show strength, flexibility, and be in fast decision-making situation, because that was one of the most important things during the pandemic. But as soon as the new normal, how we like to say it, actually became normal, a lot of businesses adopted in the meantime the new rules, the new procedures, new business areas. But somehow it actually feels that HR is now focusing on day-to-day businesses, on basics. And that we are not seeing clearly that we are the competitive advantage of the success. I understand and completely agree that HR experts are burned out, among any other experts. And of course, in those times, actually, it's quite normal to be back to basics and to the safe zone, to our comfort zone. And that's actually what I mean by doing our businesses and day-to-day things in every day. But if you look at it from this perspective now, is that a good area? Is that a good direction? Is this good for you, for your role in the company, for HR as an industry? I do believe that this is a great opportunity for HR to reposition the function's value proposition as a strategic partner to management, to better understand business and to show that HR can impact company success through people development.
Yeah, I mentioned in the beginning that with these changes, the companies also had to outperform to keep up with the trends, with everything that was happening. It was really hectic, and HR was really having a strong task here to understand business and to be able to support it. And this was one of the main sentences we spoke yesterday in the strategic HR Day of HR Week. So how can HR be more sales-oriented? What do we mean by that? And why does it have to be sales-oriented?
Well, I'm actually pretty sure that you all heard saying sales is everything. Mostly it's true. That means as well that HR is sales as well. Our stakeholders seek different approaches, and with our knowledge and experience in managing all kinds of situations, we can make this situation easier for us. But despite this, HR is not positioning itself as a sales-oriented field, which means that we are losing some arguments and deals with our stakeholders. We need to learn and know how to sell our ideas, upgrades, projects, approaches, procedures in the end, both, of course, internally in the company, in our department, and externally. I do believe that HR needs to invest time and focus for better understanding of our company business, because in that case, we will be able to provide better solutions. We'll come up with new ideas. We'll present new approaches in different areas of business. For instance, if you don't know which business area is making most of the money, or which department is under high stress, be proactive. Talk to your managers, to your employees. Seek knowledge. This is the bottom, and to all your employees to actually get different insights. Take some time to learn their numbers, to learn about their challenges, about market situation, and of course, everyday struggles. I was working in a retail company when this situation happened. So the situation was Suez Canal container ship crisis. How many of HR actually heard it from the colleagues or heard it through the press? This is, I do believe, a good question, because if you are not in a logistics company, it is a question, will you actually have influence, or will you have a way how to learn about this situation? But this is really important, because in the end, it affects all our businesses. I will repeat, invest in your knowledge, as it will give you your confidence and empower you in front of management. Learn how to negotiate, read about sales, finance, marketing, invest in your knowledge. Implement what you read. Of course, from the beginning, it will be much easier if you bring it on a smaller scale, and then with time, you can actually improve it and confirm your knowledge on big projects. I do believe that investing in our knowledge, HR will be able to understand better our departments and their struggles and help them hire better. We'll generally hire better. We'll have better ideas, better approaches, maybe different approaches to colleagues, potential candidates like employer branding or employee experience as well, vendors, team members, and in the end, management. This will give us opportunity to shape our road in people management and leadership practices in direction in which business needs now and, of course, in future.
Can we add to that the idea of connecting with other HR professionals, to be open to ask for their experiences, and of course to be open to share your experience? Because you can read all the books in the world, but if you don't have a community of people who are probably, but not necessarily in the same industries as you, it's much easier to share experiences, or to get deeper insight into processes, or to get ideas, what can you change and how can you be more influential within your organization. So I'd like to add to that, it's really important for HRs to connect with other HRs in order to have the support and be more faithful in themselves, that they can sit with the people making big decisions in a company and be confident that you have to sit with this table. You are part of this table, the part of decision-making process.
Well, yes, of course. Networking among industry is really, really important. A lot of experts actually believe that their problems are first-time problems ever. It's not true. You can seek for your colleagues and for your maybe mentors from other industries, how actually they solved similar or the same situation. We usually forget about that, but we forget because of the pile of work we have. But actually, we need to ask for help because it will be much easier for all of us. Regarding the management communication and positioning, you have to earn a place on the table. You have to earn your place on the C-level or decision-making table. from sales point of view, you need to learn to speak their language. You need to talk about numbers. You need to know how to present your projects, your ideas in a way they will understand how your idea is impacting business and, of course, success in the end. You need to grow your trust with your management. It's not easy. Of course, it's hard. But with right approach, with good collaboration, and sharing your expertise in a way from your field and connecting it with business, when you understand your company business, it will be much easier. And of course, it will be easier for you to actually step up. You need to be visible with your projects. You need to seek for your time slot with board, with management. Otherwise, probably they won't know what is the impact of your decisions, of your projects, of your everyday tasks. It won't be given to you. You need to earn it again.
You mentioned earlier that HR needs to be influential, especially when it comes to C-level. How can we achieve that?
I would say, again, you need to be visible, and you need to work on your communication and presentation skills. It's not the same presenting to management or to your team members, so you need to be aware of that. Of course, you can use your knowledge and mentor your team members, but don't forget that C-level place on the table, you need to earn it. You need to show them actually that you belong there. They need to trust you. That's why you need, as HR, you need to grow trust with your management. Otherwise, what's the point? In the end, influence is not about bragging about what you did and how successful you are. It's about inspiring and making in your organization. And of course, in business. That will help you to earn your seat at the table and stay there. Sometimes you will be able to share your experience, but otherwise you will be maybe asking for help. Don't run away from that. Asking for help is actually a sign of strength. HR needs to be bold, and we need to step out of our comfort zone. Embrace sales as a part of our business and our expertise. Our voice needs to be heard.
Yeah, and HR should embrace digitization. Earlier, I remember discussing this session, and we were sharing like our thoughts. We realized that a lot of HRs are afraid of digitization. Why is it like this? Why is it like that? And why should they stop being afraid of digitization?
Well, from my experience, HR teams are usually and often limited by inefficient manual processes. Still, in this century, with this situation where the world actually moved on in so many different interesting areas, we are still focusing on, I would say, paperwork. Of course, one of the part of HR department is paperwork, but don't be afraid to digitize as much as you can. If, again, you have a chance to speak to your management and you actually present your situation that you are not investing in digitization and digitalization as a way of saving companies money, you're wrong. We are not ready for the next step if we present it that way. Of course, no one said it will be easy. So again, I will just remind you, you need to be ready with your sales pitch and your sales experience and your sales knowledge. Remind yourself what is the best way to approach your management and how to sell them your idea and your needs so the business can be more successful. In my experience, I would say that almost every time you need to use opportunity to be, you need to use opportunity to emphasize the importance of software tools and digitization of your everyday tasks. Show the numbers, compare actually what is the cost of some software solution versus your people working hours. And of course, don't forget to actually add in calculation what type of projects did you miss because you were focusing on your administrative tasks. When you digitize many of your processes, I'm quite sure that we cannot digitize all of them. It is not the intention, but those boring ones, the time-consuming ones, do them. It will make make you easier, and you will be able to focus on more important tasks and goals and projects in the end. HR is actually a promoter of how learning and development is important for business growth and business success. But if you see that HR department is not digitized enough, then how you are leading by your example? You need to do it. You need to step up your game, and you need to be aware that the path is not easy. But come on, we need to be ready for the next step.
Yeah, and we need to be brave, as you said earlier in the beginning. But we have there some industries where it's really hard to implement digitization. Hospitality, retail, probably some more industry. What about these companies? What can HR do there?
Well, yeah, it's a bit challenging, I would say, because HR and leaders want that actually every employee has the same experience, and of course, that means digitization experience. Deskless workers are the next big hype. These are our support staff. They are not present in the office, but they are running our business from another point of view. We mustn't forget about them. Maybe HR can think what is the way how to approach their digitization, what actually processes will make their everyday tasks easier, maybe less stressful, less time consuming. But of course, we need to be aware that maybe some of them are not so eager to use new tools. So I do believe that maybe a win-win situation could be done mixed time and on tools and way of how to educate your team members and your employees. It's not a bad decision to actually ask them how they want to learn, what is important for them. That maybe gives you an opportunity to even reward the best ideas or the most efficient one. You never know. We need to ask our people.
I can see that we run out of time. Time goes really fast. I personally think like we were talking for about 5 minutes. Let's wrap up this session. What are some key takeaways for HR? How to reposition themselves in the company, in this process of digitization, in their standing towards C-level? Like, what would be some key takeaways for HRs when we talk about repositioning themselves?
HR is critically important in today's business. We need to learn how to present our strengths, our knowledge, and our expertise. We need to, as well, from our side and our point of view, embrace new learnings, new approaches, new technology. It will make our life easier. Maybe just for a takeaway, I would wrap up with a few points. From my understanding of company business and be able to add business is really important in today's world. You need to grow trust with the management, learn how to speak up, to be heard, embrace new approaches and technologies, make an impact inside the organization and outside, and of course, don't forget to inspire.
Thank you, Ines, for putting these highlights. Thank you for this expert talk. It was amazing to hear your suggestions, your view of repositioning HR. And for me, I'm really happy that we gave answer to how can HR be more sales-oriented. Thank you once again. It was a pleasure doing this expert talk with you, and I wish you a great experience further on with the next sessions we are about to have in HR Week.
Thank you, Aleksandra, very much. Enjoy the rest of the HR Week. Yes, I mean, presentations are quite interesting, so invest in your knowledge as my last word. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Ines. Enjoy your day.
Thank you. Bye-bye, you too.